Next session is Fireside Chat with CEO ANRF. May I request Dr. Shivkumar, Kalyanaram, CEO Anusandhan National Research Foundation, and Mr. Anil Prakash, Director General, SIA-India, to please join us on stage.
Hello. Hello, good evening to everyone. I know Mr. Shivkumar Kalyanaram is a very busy person. A lot of people wanted to catch hold of his times. So we are very fortunate to have him here. And we are going to talk about what is the ANRF and how it is going to play a very critical, catalytical role in terms of the research initiative in India. So let me just briefly introduce him. Everybody knows him well. Dr. Shivkumar Kalyanaram. He's the CEO of Anusandhan National Research Foundation, ANRF. Prior to this, he was the Chief Technology Officer for Energy Industry, Asia at Microsoft. And you know that ANRF is a statutory body established by Indian government to strengthen research and development in India. Dr. Shivkumar brings with him a diverse academic and industrial experience spanning a wide range of technology areas such as wireless, mobile network, IoT, AI, energy, utilities, and natural resources and transportation. He has had 3 decades of distinguished career in senior leadership role in the industry, including CTO, Energy Industry, Asia at Microsoft, Executive General Manager at GE, a Chief Scientist at IBM Research, and a Professor at Polytechnic Institute, Troy, New York. He has been honored with ACM Distinguished Scientist Award, Distinguished Alumni Award, both from Ohio University and Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. He is also a fellow of IEEE and Indian National Academy of Engineering. His vast academic as well as industry experience makes him a perfect fit for CEO as ANRF. Let's give a big round of applause. So Dr. Shivkumar, I have just for curiosity, because a lot of people have a lot of curiosity about what is ANRF and what is thing. So my first question to is that could you share a bit about the core mission and vision of the Anusandhan National Research Foundation and how it aims to transform the R&D and landscape in India? Over to you, sir.
First, thank you, Anil. Thank you to SIA and all the other colleagues here for your time and for inviting me here. So Anusandhan National Research Foundation, before I get into it, I just want to say a personal anecdote. My father used to work in Department of Space and in National Remote Sensing Agency, and so I have quite a close tie with space and all the launches, and it's a fantastic event today in the morning as well. So ANRF, Anusandhan National Research Foundation, was conceived in the National Education Policy originally, which came into effect in 2020. Then as the cabinet deliberated on it and it became law of the country as a statutory body in 2023. It has been set up as apex organization for all of research and innovation in India, right? But our focus as an apex organization, we set the strategy across multiple ministries and so on. But of course, each individual ministry, departments, they continue to drive their own existing investments. We focus on both coordination as well as incremental research investments, which are at the intersection across multiple ministries. And the way we do that is through mission mode programs. Of course, when we say mission in the context of space, is sending missions to space. Here, when we do mission mode programs, it is towards impact and outcomes that are driven at the intersection of academia, research labs, and and also startups, MSMEs, and then broadly industry. Yeah, more closely. Okay, better. Okay, so we have launched a mission mode program in electric mobility, for instance. So there'll be many more mission mode programs that we'll be announcing. So I don't want to pre-announce here shortly. So we'll be hearing about that soon. In addition to that, as the sort of National Research Foundation for India, we will also be supporting fundamental science, basic sciences across the board. For example, we have announced advanced research grant program where literally we give hundreds, if not almost 1,000 grants to at the intersection of industry, of academia and labs primarily, national research labs. But we made several improvements to enable industry startups to participate as honorary PIs in our programs. So we'll continue to drive use of doing research and so on. So, so just to summarize, more of horizontal, broad-based research funding is number one. Mission mode, or what we call vertical areas, we'll be launching many more of them, and India-based challenges that the Honorable Prime Minister would like to see. And then finally, we are also interested in catalyzing a lot more research investment by the private sector in India. So that means institutions like research labs in various areas. We'd like to see them pop up, ideally in areas like research parks, and of course more consortium mode things. So we are currently working out many catalytic models for some of those, or partnership models. Just to emphasize the importance of this organization, it's a new organization. However, our chairman is the Honorable Prime Minister. So, you know, this is set up as one of the foundational investments, and you'll see a lot more investments coming through ANRF over the coming years.
Thank you, Dr. Shivkumar, for bringing up that perspective. And my next question is, bringing academic and industry. One of the biggest gaps often observed as between academic research industry application. What role do you see ANRF playing to bridging this gap?
See, if you look at countries like the United States and so on, right? I used to be a professor there in the US. So one is there is foundational funding given by the National Science Foundation. And there are mission mode programs supported by entities like DARPA, which, and of course other entities, which we did not have before, right? And it was sporadic and so on. So we intend to have a sustained mission mode approach in many, many areas, right? So that is one thing we do. And when I say a mission mode program, as I mentioned earlier, it will involve projects at the intersection of academia, national research labs, industry, MSME, startups. So increasingly we'll be liberalizing more to enable more partners to participate and more partners to be recipients of our capital. And also increasingly we'll also be partnering with other sources of capital, whether it's philanthropic capital, foundation capital, and so on, as we make investments as well. So in our upcoming missions, you will see us announce things at where we have other partners who are also going to co-fund along with us. So various ways, whether at the capital level partnerships or recipients who are receiving, which can be multifaceted, but they work together towards a goal. See, industry-academic partnership cannot magically happen if you just put industry and academia next to each other, right? I've worked in academia and I've worked in industry. You have to have a culture of collaboration. And more importantly, when we have projects and so on, where the projects and so on have a mission, just like when ISRO has a mission and so on. So similarly, when we do mission mode projects, we will direct our capital and deliverables and so on, which can only be accomplished by collaboration. So we will put our money where our mouth is in terms of collaboration across industry and academia. So that will hopefully catalyze more of such interactions.
So on the collaboration model, what models of collaboration between academia, research institutes, startups, and established industry do you believe can be best drive high impact research?
See, collaboration can happen in various ways. One is industry can partner as an observer or early stage collaborator in fundamental research. So in our ARG program, or the Advanced Research Grant Program, we are making it super easy for anybody in industry, and I'll welcome people in this room, whether you're from India or outside India, you can be an honorary PI with Indian academia or Indian, sort of national research labs or ISRO labs or any of them who apply to our funding. That's point number one. Point number two is for MSMEs and working with academia and so on, we'll be increasingly looking at new programs that drive specific collaboration between small and medium businesses and so on, right? So these are not programs we've just yet announced it. We are deliberating on some of these programs. Third, when we have mission mode programs in specific sectors, specific topics, there we are envisaging combinations of all of this to work towards specific goals, right? And these would be larger projects, but again, they are directed towards specific outcomes. So all of these are just three examples. Further, we will also be doing other catalytic funding, catalytic partnerships, which could be in specific vertical areas, or it could be in consortiums, such as what the SIA could coordinate, etc. So, but typically we tend to focus on interdisciplinary areas. For example, space and something else. Space and manufacturing, space and agriculture, space and medicine, space and tourism, whatever, right? So if there are specific areas that make sense, and where we also have the backing of the line ministry, in this case Department of Space or InSpace and so on, that tends to be a combination which makes sense for us. In all our upcoming mission mode, that tends to be a pattern that you will start seeing. So that way it brings multiple ministries together with ANRF. It brings multiple partnering entities together, whether in the execution or in the financing of it.
Yeah, that's very interesting to know that you work on a cross industry work. I think no other such, we don't have that example such in India. I think this is really great to know about it. Continuing on the research for social impact, in your view, how you can ANRF direct R&D efforts towards solving critical national and global challenge like climate, agriculture, health? You touch upon a little bit in your thing, sustainability.
When we do our mission mode programs, we are envisaging two types of mission mode programs. One type is towards economic impact more directly, right? So where our goal is to drive enablement of new value chains or new ecosystems that either are just emerging or can be dramatically improved, right? So electric mobility is one example of that. Again, as I said, we'll be announcing a few more in very short time. Over the next month or two, we'll see us announcing many more programs of specific other sectors where we'll be doing that. So those are more economic driven or value chain creation type driven. The other area is what we call India's challenges or Indian societal challenges, so more societally driven, right? So as you know, India has many problems, whether it's in pollution or whether it's in water or whether it's in agriculture or urban infrastructure, traffic, or the impacts of climate change and sustainability, wastewater, many areas. So we are potential series of programs which are more India challenges based, and this request has come to us from none other than the Honorable Prime Minister himself, who has urged us to go after India's problems, and as part of solving that, come up with technology which will make our entities globally competitive, right? So I think that's quite an inspiring mission to go after, which we will be, again, going after fairly shortly.
Lastly, what you see in the future direction as you look forward to the future? What are the priority areas you believe ANRF will focus on the next 5 to 10 years?
See, the priority areas for ANRF will mirror the priority areas for the nation, right? As you can see, the nation has made important investments in areas like space. It has made areas like artificial intelligence, in semiconductors, and then as you go forward, there is medicine and biotechnology, biomanufacturing. So we will look at cross-disciplinary opportunities. For example, we will look at how AI can accelerate biomanufacturing, how AI can accelerate new therapies using cell and gene therapies, how AI can accelerate and make weather and climate forecasting much better, right? Of course, that will also use data coming in from satellites and things like that, right? Or new hyperspectral imaging and so on, right? So how AI can be applied to a wide variety of geospatial areas. So that's just one area of AI. Similarly, if you take medical technologies, how at the intersection of medicine and technology, what are the new breakthroughs that can be? So each of this, as you can see, has an interdisciplinary flavor, having multiple disciplines and typically also multiple ministry type flavor, so that if there is any one, just a single discipline and single ministry, typically a line ministry would take the lead, right? For example, if it's just a space problem, ISRO can take the lead, or InSpace can take the lead. Where there is an opportunity that cuts across, where there's no single stakeholder that goes ahead, and we can pitch in those areas. But typically, where the line ministry also comes to us, and we then partner with them as well. So that's been the pattern, and going forward, as ANRF announces many more programs, we expect that there will be interest from multiple ministries, and I have capital, so they can come and partner with me. So they can show their interest with skin in the game. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sure. Happy to take some questions.
Okay, I think that's the Dr. Shivkumar talks about. Is any question or anything from the floor you would like to take the advantage of he being here? Yes, please give a mic to. And please identify yourself.
Hi, sir. This is Ram from Onus Cryogenics. So my question is, as you list down the Indian societal problems, so how is the impact measured, and what kind of metrics? Are you trying to push, for example, the Global Innovation Index or the global parameters in certain areas? So do we have a roadmap for that as well, apart from conducting these programs and collaborations?
Yeah, great question. See, the way we think about outcomes like, say, innovation index and so on, those are more macro measures, right? It is not like because I do something in sustainability, that is not particularly going to move that directly, right? So we look at that as a portfolio level thing, right? So obviously, whether we are trying to move forward in innovation or fundamental research, ANRF is intent to support both. We will support both fundamental and basic research. We will support applied research, and we are going to support innovations that are cross-disciplinary. And we will make the environment, ease of doing research much, much better. We will enable much more collaboration. So our goal is to provide a foundation. That's why we are also called a foundation. Foundational level capability, just like the National Science Foundation and DARPA created. So the reason the combination of National Science Foundation and DARPA catapulted the US to where it is today is you had a science foundation that provided the foundation, and you had a projects agency like DARPA, which did special projects. So in India, both of them have been combined in ANRF. So we have a dual mandate. Of course, it makes it more challenging for me to run it. But typically, I try not to be schizophrenic. So when I am doing projects, we will focus on projects and mission and outcomes. When we do foundational investments, we will run it in a very different way. So anything, whether it's various sorts of rankings of innovation and so on, those are macro level outcomes that will emerge from that, right? So I'm less focused on short-term outcomes. Those are more longer-term outcomes that will come. Other people can measure that. I'm focused on substance.
Thank you. Yeah, the lady behind. Please introduce yourself.
Dr. Shivkumar, Leena Kukreja from the Embassy of Switzerland in India. Just a question on the international dimension of ANRF. How do you see the Anusandhan National Research Foundation collaborating with other national foundations? And I'm particularly interested to learn, since the Swiss National Science Foundation is also doing similar mission mode programs as well. Thank you.
Yeah. I was just in Switzerland about a couple of weeks back, and I did meet with private foundations and so on. So typically, so we have different parts of the government here. So we have DST, DBT, and other departments which do government-to-government relationships. and MOUs and sort of joint calls with their counterpart organization. So some of those baseline programs are coordinated by DST, DBT, or the appropriate agencies like DHR and so on. So when ANRF currently, when we look at internationalization, we are focused on non-governmental partners, which could be industry partners or say private or non-governmental foundations who are interested in India. So for example, we have many Swiss and other European foundations interested in partnering in India. We can co-invest with them on the India portion, but they can also partner with the Swiss foundations on their end and fund, say, EPFL or ETH Zurich and so on. So essentially, so my capital can be partnered with entities that can cross borders. We have an FCRA clearance as a statutory body. We can partner with anyone, and then we can partner with industry players. And I'm focused primarily on the industry academic collaboration, more impactful things, and so on. So at least at the moment, I'm not looking at the G2G type of partnerships directly that my colleagues in DST and others are looking at. But my focus is more on, say, landmark partnerships where we can have foundations who are interested in specific areas. They can partner alongside us as we launch our various mission mode programs, right? So as we will be announcing our mission mode programs, you'll see us announce it with some partners that we already lined up. But if more foundations and private parties are interested in investing in India, it's a fantastic deal for them, for not only in terms of the capability and of our people as well as the growth. They're also going to get partnership with us at an apex level and so on. So if you do have entities interested, please send them to me.
Hello,
Yes, please.
sir.
Myself, Ram Kumar, founder of Tennel Air Filters Private Limited. Actually, we are working on climate-related solutions like carbon capture and things. Recently, the investment in India for climate startups has been halved. So, how could now we have to look to the government for any development related to this? So, how does the future ANRF missions is going to help the climate-related startups? And how could make them help in this climate sustainability and things?
See, let me sort of just zoom back and say that the Government of India is doing several programs for startups. For example, DST has put nearly 1,000 crores into various Nidhi schemes and so on, which support incubators across the country, and also thematic incubators such as around cyber-physical systems, which can then be applied in particular verticals like climate and so on. At the moment, ANRF is focused on 2 or 3 mechanisms. One is mission mode programs that we'll be sort of launching and increasingly liberalizing. I can't spill the beans on exactly how and what we will be liberalizing, but that's something we're working on, right? So now as we do different mission mode programs in different verticals, right, as we do things in sustainability or climate and so on and so forth, hopefully the opportunities will present themselves, right? So that's one where, but we do open calls where any entity across India can come together and also collaborate, etc., with other entities. But then we are also contemplating other things to look at gaps that our current system is not supporting. But we don't want to be looking at very narrow gaps, but we're looking at fairly big gaps that are necessary to be supported, like a thematic or a multi-thematic type support. But that said, again, this is work in progress, and I'm not ready to announce things at this point. But please be assured that we are looking at various areas of support. But that said, the Honorable Prime Minister has said that the government support is meant to be a catalyst, not a crutch. So we want to be, finding catalytic ways of bringing in other sources of investment, such as, making the environment much better, so that private investments can come in a lot more as well. See, because if India has to go from 0.7% of GDP of investment to 2% or 3% of GDP, a lot of the incremental support has to come from the private sector. So you will see me use Anusandhan National Research Foundation more as a catalyst for various things. And that's why when we welcome other sorts of investments, we are catalyzing those investments. So when we do our things, but our goal is that hopefully you'll see many more things going forward. So I know it's not a direct answer to your question, but other things are happening. But I would say, the broader investment ecosystem has also to improve. But the baseline programs are being run not by me at this moment. It is being run by DST and others, right? So DBT also has a fantastic set of groups. So I will talk to InSpace chairman and other things that they could potentially do with startups.
Thank you. This is the last one. Sorry, this is the last one because we have a very limited time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Sanjay, Director of Public Health at NIMS University. Thank you, sir, for bringing this perspective of intersectoral cooperation. Generally, what we see is policies are sectoral, but problems are intersectoral. Training is very issue-based and specialization-based, but when we are in the real world, the problems are very intersectoral. Sir, you have an oversight of entire country. So what are the challenges in intersectoral cooperation? And what solutions do you propose, sir? 2 or 3 solutions for better intersectoral cooperation? Because we are working on a space and health capacity building program at our university. Thank you, sir.
Got it. See, look, I outlined various approaches we are going to be taking, like mission mode and sort of bringing different stakeholders into a common funding structure or a project structure, and that is one class of things. ANRF is not a policy organization. We, in fact, it was set up to be not a department, but as an autonomous statutory body, so that we specifically do not focus on policy, but we focus on funding. So whereas a department like DST does policy and a bit of funding as well, so they primarily focus on policy as well. So in terms of intersectoral, we are just going to go and do it, to take a Nike analogy, just go to specific sectors and start, or intersectoral things, and start putting funding in each of that. And we learn along the way in terms of specific sectors. Now, in terms of capacity building, look, our mandate is research and innovation. We are not into the education or pure skilling and capacity building thing for us. So I don't have anything to comment specifically on those areas, but we believe that by supporting and putting where, our money where our mouth is in terms of collaboration and driving industry academics, I think we should not have too much scope creep, otherwise we'll do nothing well. So we'll have to have that focus. So we'll be doing many such, intersectoral investments. Now, time will tell whether particular things are success or failure. It's okay to fail in some of these areas, but we will continue to be bold in going after new areas, right? And we'll be world class.
Thank you, Dr. Shivkumar Kalyanaram, for your time, and really appreciate thing. You just heard him. Let's give him a round of applause for his ability. So that's the end of this section.
Thank you. As a token of gratitude and appreciation, we would now request Anil Prakash, DG, SIA-India, to present memento to Mr. Shivkumar. And step forward for the group photo. It's already taken. Okay, fine.
Thank you, sir.